Hey Crafty Peeps! Today I have some Farmhouse kitchen decor DIYs for you. So let's just get right into them. I came across this scale that I assume is used in the kitchen and I really wanted it, and I don't even remember where I saw it, but I thought I bet could recreate this with some Dollar Tree items, and so I gave it a try. I'm going to start out with two of these round pie pans, cake pans, what you want to call them, and one of these rectangle, also I guess cake pan or casserole pan, both, all from Dollar Tree. Now, if you've been with me the last couple videos, I had to come into the house and film back at the kitchen table again because my air conditioning was out in my craft studio. So a couple of these videos will still be filmed at my kitchen table like this one. Alright, so first off, I am just taking one of these little plastic bowls from Dollar Tree. They come in like a pack of 6, I think. They're like, little treat bowls or condiment bowls. And I'm going to use some E6000 as well as some hot glue to glue it down to the center of my cake pan. This is just a roll that something was rolled around that I decided to hold on to just in case, and here's an instance where I'm using it. And again, another roll that had paper or something on it that I had held on to. So that will be the, what would you call that, like a lever to go through. And so again, E6000 as well as hot glue to glue this together. You want to make sure you only glue one pan on at a time because you're going to have to put it through the loop first. So basically the way I was doing this is I just kind of walked around Dollar Tree and it's like, what items can I use to make this scale? Now you could definitely use higher end items. It would probably be better to go to the craft store and find some little higher end items, but I just really wanted to see if I could create this with Dollar Tree items and scraps that I had in my supply. So that's what I did. But if I were to make this again, I probably would go to the craft store and try to find maybe some wood pieces that looked a little nicer. So think about that if you want to take this up a notch. Okay, and so now I'm using these little shot glasses. I take 3 of them and stack them on each other. And I just use a little hot glue to adhere them all together. And then I'm going to need to use one of these popsicle sticks so that it has a flat top, because it does kind of indent down into that. Because I'm going to need a flat surface to attach the, again, I don't know if I want to call this a lever. And this is just going to hold it in place and keep it, all steady. Now, in the picture, the real one, I liked how one was, one side was higher than the other. I thought that looked really neat, but that was going to be probably too difficult, at least with the materials I was using. So I just decided to make them even. So I just continue to use E6000 as well as hot glue to glue everything down. Because I'm going to put items in the cake pans to decorate, I do want this to be really sturdy. And so I want to make sure everything is glued down really well. This is one of the little wedding favor pot, whatever you call it. And so I just took off the handle and I added it to the top. Now it wasn't going to fit, so I put one of the shot glasses up inside of it so that it had something to glue down to. Hope that makes sense, because otherwise it wasn't going to stick to this, the top of this loop thing. And yeah. So this is, like I said, this was just me trying to make something out of scraps and a couple items from Dollar Tree. I think it still turned out pretty good, but I definitely would probably maybe choose a little higher end supplies, if I was making it again. And I actually think I do want to make this again. I learned a lot, and I'm going to tell you a lot of things not to do when painting it. So now that I know, I kind of want to go back and make another one and see what I could do, knowing what I know now. Once I get everything glued down, I'm going to take it outside and I'm just going to cover it in a coat of primer, um, just to get, it all same color. So here it is covered with the primer. And then what I did is I just coated it with Waverly chalk paint in hazelnut. And it doesn't have to be great because we're going to cover this again. I wanted this to be what was underneath um, the with the paint job, okay? So now I'm going to take Elmer's school glue and I'm going to cover the whole thing. Okay, so what this is going to do is this is going to turn it into like a crackle paint. I wanted this to look really worn and, like the rustic like you saw in the beginning. So then I cover it with the Rust-Oleum chalk paint in linen. And this is what it does. Doesn't that look so cool? Unfortunately, I guess I didn't put it on thick enough in some areas, and so it didn't fully crack. And I didn't love quite how it looked. It looked splotchy to me. And I could have kept it like this, but it was bugging me. So I just went and I covered it with another coat of Rust-Oleum. And then I took a darker brown paint and I distressed it all around so that it looked a little bit more like the picture did. But looking back, I think I liked it the way it was before. I don't know. I really struggled with the paint job. I think the crackle paint was a really good idea and it was my first try. So I think I would go back and just try to put it on better. So I saw a tutorial online that taught me the technique. And so I'm going to link that below so that you get a better idea of, how she explained how to do this crackle look. Stay tuned to the very end and see how I decorated it. I think once it's decorated, it looked really cute. And so now I'm going to show you how to make some cute items to go with this and decorate. If you don't make this project, the other ones would be great for a tier tray or other, items that you could add into your kitchen decor. So here's another fun technique that I thought I would try out. I've seen a lot of DIYers do this, and it's the rusting technique using cinnamon powder. So I tried it first on this little silver welcome that I picked up at Dollar Tree. I wanted, of course, to try it first, and I'm going to do it onto this kitchen cheese grater. I don't remember if I picked this up at Dollar Tree or if I got it at a thrift store. I can't remember, but it's just cutest size. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover it in a dark chocolate covered paint. And I use just acrylic paint on this, not chalk paint. And once you get it all covered in the dark brown, you're going to want to go back in with a rust color to add to the top. I didn't have that. I only had a mustard color, so I kind of just mixed it together with the dark to make a little bit more of a rust color. So I'm just going to take this same paintbrush that I painted this all with, and then I'm going to go back in here. Now you'll see me using this mustard and then adding a little brown into it. If I had the right color, or if I was buying the color, I would have gotten what I wanted, but this is just what I had in my stash, and it ended up working perfect. Then I'm just going to take and splotch it down on here. I had a lot on my brush, which is why I kind of space it all out, but now I'm going to go back in and then just really pounce the wet paint all around, and you'll see. And the thing is you really can't mess this up. It is going to get covered in the cinnamon, and so the cinnamon pretty much covers it really well. So I was taking a lot of time on this, and you probably don't need to take that much time because the cinnamon really does cover it mostly. So don't overthink or stress or work too hard on getting this paint job down because, like I said, the cinnamon's going to cover most of it. And once I get all the paint down, I'm going to take some Mod Podge and I'm going to cover this again and then add the cinnamon down. Now, I had like 3 fans blowing on me. I am now back into my craft studio. It gets very hot in there, so I have fans everywhere. So putting the Mod Podge down, it was drying really fast because, like I said, fans were blowing on me. So I had to work in small spaces at a time. So however fast it dries for you is, how much area you can do at a time. But I didn't have a lot of time to work with it. So I will just put it on in a small space, add the cinnamon, and then keep working my way around. But that's all it is, just adding some Mod Podge and then adding some cinnamon. You'll see me have to move it because I was afraid the fan was going to blow cinnamon everywhere. But it's a good smelling project. I don't know about you, but cinnamon is one of my favorite smells. And it's actually a scent that I burn, like in my warmer in my kitchen is cinnamon, especially if something doesn't smell good in the house. So this is really nice because now it smells like cinnamon. So again, I'm just going to put this around the whole thing, and it gives it this cool rust look. Okay, so now I want to give it a little, dress it up some here. And so I got this from Hobby Lobby, and it was $7.99, and I bought it a half off, so I got it for $4. And you can see how much you get here. You would not get that much at Dollar Tree if you bought a bunch of bundles. So I just took a little bundle off, and I'm just going to feed it down into my grater here. And oh, it looks so nice. And then I have these little papers that I cut from a big sheet of scrapbook paper. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this down to make it look like a tag. So while you watch me cut this here, like I said, it was a 12 by 12 sheet of scrapbook paper, and it had these little, 3 by 4 little things that said something different about the kitchen. And so I'll end up using a bunch of these on other projects as well, and such a good use out of one piece of scrapbook paper, and I will link that below. It is from Cartabella. Okay, so I just tied a simple bow here with this burlap type ribbon, and then I grabbed one of these little mini clothespins, and I will pin that right to the top of the grater. Again, so I can take that on and off. I can change out what that says. I'm going to take a little hot glue right here and add my bow. So if I wanted to dress this up for Christmas, I could change out that little tag that said share to something Christmassy or something like that. And there it is. Look how cute that is, all made over. Now here's another little thing I had seen and I wanted to share with you too. These are the little lights, the little cool lights you can get, and you can just feed it up inside there, turn it on, and then when you set it upright, it just lights up. And I just think that's such a cute thing for your kitchen. And here it is all finished. I don't know why this video right here turned out so dark. I don't know, it's just dark and I don't know how to lighten it up. But anyhow, I'm going to show you here a picture of this all nice and bright here in just a second. I love how this one turned out. I picked up this sign from Michael's when it was clearanced out. I do believe it was normally $12.99. I can't see very well, but anyhow, I think I got it for around $2.50, and I knew it was going to make a super cute sign. So I'm taking this contact paper from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to use it down on here. But I have used it before, and I know it's see-through, so I'm just giving this a quick coat of paint just so you don't see the Easter Bunny thing coming through it. So again, I'm just using, it's contact paper from the kitchen department over at Dollar Tree. And I liked it because it had like a sponged paint look. And I just really liked how that looked. And so the best way to get really nice, clean edges is just to take the sanding block and sand around it, and all the little extra pieces come off. And then I just printed this, or I cut this off the Cricut, and this was something they already had made, so it made it super easy. I just picked this design and put it right down on there. And then I just thought that the outside needed a little extra, so I took my chip brush and I brushed it around the sides of this. You see how I just got a little brown to give it a little bit of a border. And then I just put a bow at the top and it finished off this sign. It was super, super simple to make, but I think it looks really nice. Also, I can flip it around if I want and do another, holiday or something on the other side of this sign. Okay, so here is another thrift find. I got this wood rolling pin at the Salvation Army for $3.49. And then I picked up this roll of paper from Daiso. I think that's how you say it. It might be Daiso. It was a new store to me when I went out of town, so I checked it out. It's like a Japanese-based store. It's kind of like a Dollar General, I would say. Not everything's $1, but I think I paid $1.50 for that roll. And it has kitchen sayings on it. It says dairy and coffee. And so I just cut off a strip and I'm just gluing it down to my wood rolling pin. And once I get this all glued down, I'm going to use some of this cute ribbon here, also from Dollar Tree. I love this ribbon. If you have not seen it, it's the cutest thing. It's like cows and chickens, and it's so cute. And it's hard to use as like ribbon, like tying ribbon, because it's got this cute little pattern on it. So when I'm using it this way, you really get to see all the cuteness that's on this ribbon. So I'm going to put that on both sides of the rolling pin. And then of course I want to make it even cuter, so I'm going to take another ribbon and I'm going to tie a bow around one of the sides. And I'm also going to take this unfinished wood letters from Dollar Tree and I'm just going to paint the letter K in the folk art black chalk paint because my last name is Kennedy and I thought a cute little charm hanging off the bow would be really cute. And that's my crocodile you see right there. It cuts through tin, wood, anything like butter. Like I barely have to squeeze it and it cuts through. It's the best tool. I will link it down below. Okay, so this ribbon I'm going to take and loop it around and then make a bow. This is one of my absolute favorite ribbons. It comes out at Christmas time at Michael's. I bought 2 rolls this last year. The year before I bought a roll. It's one of my favorite ribbons to use, so keep an eye out at Michael's when Christmas comes. It's just, I don't know why it's Christmassy, but they consider it Christmassy, and I love it. Okay, I'm going to make my bow all nice and cute and make my dovetails, and then I add my little K, and this rolling pin is all done cute and decorated. It's another little sign I picked up at Michael's. It's normally $7, $12. I got it for $2.40, I do believe. And I just, again, this was already created in Design Space, so all I had to do was size it and cut it out and add it to my little stand here. Now, Dollar Tree does carry a little easel stand too. That would be really cute. Ignore the paint. I was going to do something and then I changed my mind and I didn't use it, so just ignore that there. But anyhow, I just, again, used my Cricut and added this to the sign. I loved that it already had kind of a whitewash to the frame, so it made for like a really easy sign to make. I don't don't know why it was giving me a little struggle there to get my vinyl down, but anyhow. Also, Dollar Tree has these super cute stickers. They just came out. So cute. Little red trucks. They have the very farmhouse. There's cows and roosters and sheep and whatnot. And so I was just cutting it out a little bit better than it was when I peeled it off. But I just add those down because I just think those little characters are so cute. I think I used a cow and a rooster. And of course, I'm going to use some ribbon to jazz it up a little bit more, and then that's it. This little project will be done. I also wanted to let you guys know that I am over on Instagram. Over there, I like to share all my DIYs as well as my shopping hauls and how I've decorated things as well as my personal life. So if you'd like to come join me over there, my screen name is $__mom, and I'll also link that down below. Super quick makeover of this little milk jug that I found at Dollar Tree. I cover it in the white chalk paint, and then I just brush over it with the Waverly Antique Wax and my chippy brush, and that will just help add to the vignette that you see here. I hope you enjoyed all these super easy DIYs, and they were so much fun to make, and when I put them all together, I was in love. I keep walking by this in my kitchen and I just think it's so cute. Unfortunately, the sun started to go down and it's not quite as bright when I filmed this, but I just love how they all look together, and I hope you liked them too. If you liked this video, I would sure like it if you gave it a thumbs up, and it's always super helpful when you comment and share. If you've made it this far, leave me a little kitchen emoji, something food related, down in the comments. And until next time, happy crafting!